Alright, welcome back to the channel everybody. Today we have a very interesting video for you all. Is it legal to live van life? In today's video we're going to answer that question and also give you some tips on how to deal with security or police if you ever get that dreaded knock on your window. If you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Steven Aldaco. I've been living in my Honda Element for the past 3 years. So if you enjoy van life and also hiking content, be sure to subscribe to this channel and click the notification bell so you can get informed whenever I release new videos just like this. Okay, so let's talk about it. Is it legal to live in your van? It is legal to sleep in your vehicle for up to 8 hours on motorways and also on public streets. There's no laws that say you can't do that. Where it becomes kind of a gray area is when you start to live inside of your vehicle, and that is considered being homeless, and there are laws against homelessness in different states across the United States. Before we get any further into this video, I want to mention that I don't know the ins and outs of the law in your area, so be sure to check with your local authorities if you plan to live the van life in a certain area, and I'm sure the local authorities will give you a better idea on what the rules and regulations are in your county, area, and state. So in my 3 years of experience of living van life, I've noticed that if you're not a nuisance to anybody in your area, for the most part, people and authorities are going to leave you alone. The only interactions I've had with security or police is when I was parked where I wasn't supposed to park. I've had experiences where I've parked in a local business which I work at, but they had signs that say there was no overnight parking. I didn't see those signs and I was woken up by the security. When the security knocked on my window, I simply rolled it down. They said, "Hey, there's no overnight parking here." I said, "No problem," and I went on my merry way. And the other two interactions I've had with security or police have been pretty much the exact same thing. Get the knock, they say, "Hey, you're not allowed to be here." And I'm like, "Okay, just give me a second and I'll be on my way." But out of my 3 years of experience of living van life, I've only had 3 interactions. And I would say that's a lot to do with the vehicle I'm in because it's so stealthy. And what I do is that when I come to a location that I know I'm going to park at, I usually arrive there later in the evening around 9 or 10 p.m. I go to sleep, I wake up around 6 a.m. and then I'm out of that space. Really, I'm not hurting or bothering anyone by taking up one parking spot. Places I know that you can park overnight are big businesses such as Walmart allow overnight parking, and BLM land you're allowed to park for up to 14 days, and that's a really great idea if you're exploring the outdoors or if you're just kind of tired of traveling so much and you want a place to call home base for a few days. BLM land is super great for that. There are a lot of other options. I'll go ahead and list them on the screen here, and you can take a look at those. And when you're traveling, these are great places to stop because for the most part it's legal to park there overnight. Where it's not legal to park overnight is going to be private property and places where they have signs with no overnight parking. If you're living van life now and you have any tips for people who are looking for good, cool places to park, leave them down in the comments below so we can kind of all learn from each other. One tip I've heard is to let the authorities know that you're simply traveling in your vehicle instead of living in it. And I guess that's just kind of like a legal loophole to get you out of any potential trouble if you're saying you're actually living inside of your vehicle. Again, this is not legal advice. I'm simply a guy who lives in his van, and this has been my experience. So don't take this to the bank. Do your own research, of course. One of the benefits of the Honda Element is that it's such a stealthy vehicle, and I think that has a lot to do with the small amount of interactions I've had with the police and the authorities. When I have my window covers up, it doesn't look like anything from the outside. But if you have a big Sprinter van or a different type of vehicle that kind of shows on the outside that you're living inside of it, that can be an issue. So maybe doing some changes to the exterior of the van can help make your vehicle a little bit more stealthy if you plan to do a lot of like urban parking. And if you're a little unsure of what it's like to sleep inside of a vehicle, you can always try out a service like Outdoorsy, where you can simply rent a van for a few days and give the van life a try, and I'll leave a link to that down below in the description. I've never really heard of anybody getting a ticket for sleeping inside of their van. So living inside of your van is kind of this weird legal gray area. But in my 3 years of experience, it really hasn't been a huge issue for me to find places to park. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you found it helpful and informative. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you can get informed whenever I release new videos. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.